Hey,
Hey,
how are you?
I'm fantastic. I'm at a gymnastics place with
I
my
was like,
daughter.
okay, where is she? It kind of looks like Best Buy with all the blue and all the TVs. I was like, okay, she's
Yeah,
hanging
no,
out.
it's like all the gymnastics stuff down below. And then
Yeah,
they have like the TVs for everyone to watch up above. So I'm on the upper level.
awesome. Is it practice or is it a competition?
It's practice. It's
Okay,
practice. We have it every Monday. So our client calls are now at the gymnastics place.
fantastic.
Fun. And I've invited, I opened this up for a few other people just because I think that this is going to be fantastic. So I invited like all of my clients to be able to attend. And so we'll see who actually shows up.
Cool. Sounds
Tracy's
good.
here.
I am here. Hi.
Hello,
Hi,
Tracy.
Tracy.
I'm digging the red page.
Thank you. Thank you. One of my colors. I love it. Makes me feel all feisty and stuff.
I love that.
Which is not an uncommon occurrence. So
True.
did I miss where Sierra is? Did I miss this part?
Do you have a guess?
Not, well,
I'm
go
gonna
ahead.
say
Go ahead.
not the desert.
No.
Okay. All right. Some sort of aquatic center.
No. And it's not Best Buy either, as Paige guessed
Best
before.
Buy. That's pretty good.
Yeah, that was a pretty good one. I'm at the gymnastics place. So my daughter has gymnastics at this time every Monday.
Got it. Well, 3
Yeah.
o'clock. What time does she get out of school? Oh, you do homeschool. Never mind.
Yeah, this is actually a homeschool gymnastics class.
Of
So
course it is. Yeah, of course it is. Yeah. And I should have looked because I see a figure on the wall over your left shoulder. And yeah, I should have. Yeah. But I saw a lot of water. I saw a lot of aquamarine color. Am I right about that?
yeah,
All right.
there's lots of blue. Lots of blue.
Sierra's going to take us on a tour. And here we have the
And here we have the like
bars.
lots and lots of trampolines, and then here we have the floor, and here we have like 10 balance beams in a row. Yeah.
Mhm.
And here we have like a really cool looking gym area. Yeah, no, it's pretty cool. I want to go run around and play in it, so it must be fun for her.
Mhm. Now they surely have a pit, right? A pit you jump
Yeah,
in. the big
they have
foam pit?
multiple. Yes, lots of them, like 3 or
Yeah.
4 at least.
Yeah. Yeah. Little known fact. Here's a little known fact. I used to coach boys gymnastics. Did I ever tell you that, Paige? Little
You
known
did.
fact. Did I? Okay. All right.
Mhm.
So yes, I know the smells of a gymnasium well. Yeah.
Okay, so I'm going to get us live into my highest level Facebook group so that anyone who's in that group can watch this on the replay. Hopefully we have a few more people show up. We had about 10 people who said yes, that they were going to come live in person, and then several people who said they're going to have to catch the replay. But I'm going to go ahead and get us live into the group, and then we can get started. David and Paige have a hard stop at 3:55 today. So that's 3:55 Central Time. So that is not like several hours from now. It's not like yesterday or whatever. It's like not going to be exactly an hour. So if you guys have questions and you want to ask them on the call, make sure you type them into the chat so that they get those and they have time to get to them during the call. What are we going to call this? I'm just going to call it David and Paige for right now. And then I'll get us live into the group, and I can always edit and update it later. Masculine versus feminine energy. All right.
Sound like a song.
What's that?
Sound like a song.
Yes. I get that from my mom. I sing like everything. Man, we are just getting all the ladies up in here today.
I love it.
Not surprising. Not surprising.
Where's the men to represent? Hold on. Let me say this again live here in a second. Hold on. Group engagement mastery. Make sure I put this into the right group. There we go. And boom. We should be live now. I just clicked the button, so we should be live. And yes, I do not have an intro for you guys. So instead, I'm just going to do like a testimonial, and then if you want the recording, I'll give it to you. So David and Paige, I started, they actually came in as clients of mine earlier this year, like at the very beginning of the year. It was amazing to have them in as clients to see what they were doing in their business. And then Paige took me out for coffee one day and we were just sitting down, and then suddenly I was pouring out my heart story to her, and I have no clue why, but it was just like I felt heard for the first time ever. It was really cool. And then as we were diving into stuff, I thought I was hiring them for mindset stuff, but as we jumped into it, it's like it's been fixing my relationship. It's been fixing my relationship with my health and with money and with all other areas of life. And then they started talking about masculine versus feminine energy one day, and I was already really into that. And when they did it, it just brought so much clarity for me. I started leaning into my feminine energy, and I tripled my collected revenue last month because of leaning into my feminine energy in such a bigger way. And so I'm just so freaking stoked to have the opportunity to bring them on to this call. And so if you guys want to give any other kind of introduction to yourselves, other than they told me that they're like relationship and life coaches, and I was like, oh, I hired relationship and life coaches instead of mindset coaches. It was really cool. And then it's just been a really great experience working with them. So I'm just absolutely honored that you guys took time out of your schedule to come in here with us today.
Absolutely. Yes. Thank you, Sarah. Hello, ladies. Hello, hello, hello. My name is David Lee. That's Paige Stewart. Well, she's over there on my screen. I'm not sure. It's like the Brady Bunch. Who knows where we are? So thank you, Sarah. Wonderful, wonderful testimony. Yes, we will want that recording. Very, very much so. Am I able to share my screen?
Yes,
Okay.
absolutely, you can.
All right. So, there it is. All right, I'm going to do that. Ladies, hello, hello, hello. Yeah, as Sierra mentioned, I'm David Lee, that's Paige Stewart. We're with Daring Deeply, which is leadership, life, and relationship coaching, in which we specifically are focused on an intersection between trauma-informed healing and masculine and feminine polarity. And where that intersection comes into play is where we play, so to speak. So I'm going to share my screen, and oh, look at that beautiful blue screen. We're going to start right there. No, we're not. All right. So this is the introduction to polarity, masculine and feminine energy. So here's what I would love to do is have just an all call here. And when I say all call, it's probably just a raise of hand. So when we do workshops like this, when we do masterclasses, we are very participatory. So I invite you to lean into this environment. Also, too, if you have a journal in front of you, a pen and something to write with, you are going to need that. So because we are participatory and we want engagement. So that's how, as you all know, as business leaders and influencers, that's how you learn. So again, David Lee, Paige Stewart, founders and owners of Daring Deeply. We are trauma-informed polarity coaches specializing in relationship healing, growth, and transformation. And so as Sierra recognized, she's thought, oh, I'm going to be hiring David and Paige to change my mind. And in reality, we're working more on her body. It's true, more on her body than she probably realized. And so we're super excited about the invitation we have here. So I am going to ask the question, and if you want to come off of mute, fantastic. If you want to type in the chat, even greater. If you have questions, I know Sierra and Paige will both be monitoring that or can see that. And we will be making time towards the end of this masterclass, this workshop, for questions and perhaps even a bit of coaching if it feels appropriate. So I would love to hear what your current understanding of what masculine and feminine energy are, polarity, energetics, anything like that. Have we heard of this? Are we familiar? Have we read a book? Have we listened to a podcast? And it's okay if I have no idea what this is, but I'm on here and I want to learn about polarity. So anyone have something they would like to say or in the chat? And if not, we could just stare at each other for 3 minutes until
I have something.
Please. Yes. Hi, Nancy.
Yes, so my name is Nancy. I am originally from Vietnam and been here for 6 years now. I am coaching people to buy houses and make their life easier. And I self-learned and I follow my master to learn about energy starting 4 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
So basically, the universe, well, I mean, things are created by male and female energies. So there are, yeah, originally two kinds of energies, but it's really about how each of us, like I'm a female, how I have learned about the energy and how I understand the energy and utilize the energy for my life is different from other people based on the knowledge and the life experience and learning. That's what I know. Thank you.
Fantastic. Absolutely. Thank you, Nancy. Very, very good. All right. Anyone else want to speak? Kind of monitor the chat. See, Tracy says, my understanding is feminine energy is more nurturing, masculine energy is tougher. Yeah, we're going to expand on that here in a little while. For sure. Yeah, Stephanie, I see your hand.
Yeah. So this is Stephanie. My understanding between the two, and a lot of this is what's been described to me by another coach who said I've got a very masculine energy, is that, and having grown up in a house with an engineer and a becoming engineer who both have advanced degrees, is that masculine energy is a lot more solving. What is the problem? What is XYZ? Let's take care of that. Zero drama, just, what are the facts, ma'am? Thank you. Whereas feminine or energy is not necessarily drama, but more relationship and exploring things. And there's not an answer that needs to be solved, and things evolve.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, Stephanie has just taught the class. Good night, everybody.
Boom.
She's like, I can drop the mic on that moment.
That's the best $1,000 I made in 5 minutes in a long time. Thank you very much, David.
Oh my goodness. Well done, Stephanie. Thank you so much. Who else? Let's see. I'm ready. Did I see Rising? Is Rising a company name? Is that it's a first name, third name, 12th name? Sophia. Hi, Sophia. Read books, heard podcasts. Allison Armstrong, Tony Robbins, relationship and polarity content. Try to plan my month with the energies in business and personal. I think the chart with qualities or experiences that are masculine and feminine. I feel a lot more internally on my period. Yeah. Paige can certainly speak to that. She specializes in somatic healing on that side. Yeah. Masculine energy references what is known. Feminine energy references the unknown, where miracles happen. I like it. Hello. I'm in a loud environment and not going to unmute. Very good. Thank you so much.
And that's Pyeth, because I know you like to use people's names. So we have Pyeth and Sophia.
Okay. Pyeth and Sophia. Thank you, Sarah. Very good. All right. We've got a good foundation here, Paige Stewart. Good foundation.
Yes, we do.
Yes, we do. All right. So let's move on. Let's start. And it sounds like many of us here have a good foundation, and we're going to jump in and move from here. So as we love, Paige Stewart and I, we often refer to the fact that we have 1 foot in woo and 1 foot in science. And that's really our niche. And so we're a little bit of science nerds. And so why not go to the law of polarity, which is scientifically based. In fact, if there is no polarity, okay, we will fall off the planet. Okay. So the reality is the law of polarity is the principle. I'm reading from the screen. I know you're grown adults and you can read with me, but the law of polarity is the principle that everything has 2 poles, good and evil, love and hate, attraction and disconnection, masculine and feminine, north and south poles. You may have heard of those. The negative and positive terminals on a battery or a magnet. Everything in essence in the universe has an opposite. Everything is dual. So the old adage that opposites attract. Yep, absolutely. So where does that go into? And I love what Sierra alluded to at the beginning is, how can we make polarity, masculine and feminine energy, relate to our business and perhaps increase our revenue, which she has already alluded to. It has done for her. What did you say? Triple, double? What did you say? 3 times a lady. All right. So yeah, big time. How in the world does masculine and feminine energy relate to our business and the scaling of said business, revenue generation, acquiring clients, etc.? It does. So if this is true, the law of polarity, let's keep going. Polarized relationships. Every soul, ladies and gentlemen. And by the way, I love seeing some gentlemen on the call. Good to see you, Jeff. I see you. I see you there. Every soul possesses, and there may be some others, but I can't see you on my screen. That's cool. I can see some of you. Every soul possesses both feminine and masculine energy, and every soul tends to be more aligned to one core energy over the other to attract a romantic partner who holds the opposing core pole energy. Again, opposites attract. And please, please, please feel free to take notes and raise your hand if we have questions. I know the ladies will let me know that. So if that's true, if every soul possesses, it's not related to gender, ladies and gentlemen. I will say that again. Okay. Masculine and feminine energy are not correlated to gender. All right. I have masculine feminine energy. I have feminine energy. Paige has feminine energy and masculine energy. The key here is to understand, what is my core energy? Super important to understand what your core energy is. So then the question is, how in the world, David and Paige, how in the world do I find out what my core energy is? I'm glad you asked. Thank you. So how would you, ladies and gentlemen, right now, right here, I heard Stephanie say, you know what? I've had a coach who says, I align more, my core energy happens to be masculine, and here are the reasons why. Okay, cool. How would you identify your core energy right now? What would you say? What is more forward? What is more of your core energy? What do you feel more in your body or in your head? We'll get there in just a second. Would you feel like it's masculine or more feminine? Go ahead and type in the chat. Go and type in the chat. And if you have no idea, say, I have no idea. And those answers are absolutely true. Which, by the way, I always say this. Ladies, most especially on the call, those who may relate more to your feminine energy, I'm going to speak directly to you right now. Do you hear me? Raise your head. Yes. Shake your head. Do you hear me? Okay. Your emotions are never wrong. Ever. Yep. That's right. That's a masculine man telling you that your emotions are never wrong. Ever. I'm going to get back to that in just a minute. So there's a little teaser. I saw some eyebrows furrowed. That's good. Masculine or feminine? What do you think? I have no idea. Cool. Masculine, feminine. There's no right or wrong answers, by the way. Oh, that's Paige. That's my page. Feminine, core feminine, AF. Totally used to be too feminine to function in the physical world. Masculine, feminine. I see Grace saying masculine, and yet what is on her chest? Interesting. Very interesting. What a beautiful baby, by the way. All right. I have no idea. I want to say feminine, but also feel a bit confused about it because I see lots of times when I do certain things that they're more masculine energy. All right, Lori, thank you so much for your honesty. Thank you for your honesty, ladies and gentlemen, very much. All right, so here we go. Activity time. Get your pens, get your pencils. Does anybody use pencils anymore? Anyone? Sometimes. Okay. All right. You know, I can't get enough of a good number 2 pencil. Just saying. Takes me way back. All right. So here we go. So here's the question you're going to answer. We're going to get a little personal. That's right. Welcome to Dave, Id, and Paige Stewart. Okay. We get personal very quickly because we love you and we'll hold space for it. Okay. So which do you prefer your partner, romantic partner, if you have one? Okay. If you don't, that's okay. But if you do or would like one or did have one, it's all good. All answers are supported. So look at the list. You can write these quickly down or mentally you can circle down the list. Which do you prefer your partner to be or show up as? Okay. Oops. So do you prefer your partner to be the giver or the receiver? The planner or to be spontaneous? Be the speaker or the listener? The leader or the supporter? Logical or emotional? Driven or flexible? Decisive or open? Measured or creative? We have some incredibly smart people on the call who gave us some examples of masculine and feminine energies earlier in the introduction. So take a moment. No rush. Okay. No rush. That's right. I said no rush. How feminine. Which do you prefer your partner? And you may be thinking, why isn't he asking about me? Oh, there's method to the madness, ladies and gentlemen. I promise. Which do you prefer? All right. So if you circled more of the list on your left, okay, speaking about your partner, future partner, past partner, if you chose more on the left, okay, you want your partner to be more masculine, which would then allude to the fact that you are more feminine. If you chose more on the right, then you want your partner to be more feminine. Therefore, you would prefer to have a core energy of being more masculine. Did I confuse everybody, or is everybody on board? Yes, thumbs up if I've got you. Thumbs down if you're like, I have no idea what the hell he just said. That's okay too. All right, cool. So, and you can take a snapshot, you can take a picture of this with your phone, totally cool. Okay. To do this later, I know so many people that see this particular piece of content, then they take it to their partner, like, okay, babe, all right, let's get this. Come on now. See, I told you this dude said that you're more masculine. Okay, all right. So this is certainly not to infuse fights at home, but it can bring an incredible amount of alignment to your life, which is about where we're going to go. Okay. So we have answers. We have answers. Cool. Yes. All right. So now what we want to relay to you is the reality is there is both wounded and there is healthy feminine energetics, and I'll get to the other side in a moment. There is more wounded and healthy masculine energetics. So again, this list is simply to peruse, and it's important, especially if you're interested in the work that Paige and I do specifically in helping people become more aligned to their core energy and begin healing the red side, which is a lot of the work that I've been doing with Sierra. She's like, oh, okay. Now I'm not going to overshare, okay? Because that's between Sierra and I, right? But it's super important to understand that there are healthy feminine energetics and there are wounded. Okay? I won't necessarily call anyone out on this call, but if you're looking at the list on the left and go, oh, ow. And by the way, remember what I said. If you identify more in your core masculine, like I do, guess what? I have wounded feminine energies. I have both sides. Okay. So I can recognize on this list, have I been incredibly anxious? Oh, hell to the yes on that. Did I once upon a time overshare? Oh my. Weak boundaries? You betcha. I was the captain of codependency. Anyone else struggle with codependency? Who's going to be real? Oh, thank you, Jeff. Jeff and I are the only ones on the call. It's okay. I feel you, brother. All right. Okay. I over apologize. I was terrified to speak up and use my voice. Okay. Now, I will briefly pause and rest on two of the words that you see highlighted. One on the wounded side of the feminine, overwhelmed. Whether you would identify as masculine or feminine core energy, raise your hand if you have ever felt overwhelmed. Yep. The vast majority of the women with whom we work, this is a number one component they come to us with. Why? Is because they're overcompensating with unmet needs in their wounded masculine as well, because they're doing too much. That's right, doing too much. How to see the other side of overwhelm is to rest. Healing side of feminine energy is restful. The feminine body was designed to rest. Now, I know that might be very triggering to a lot of folks on the call. Like, I don't have time to rest because I got shit to do. Can I cuss on this call? Is that okay? Okay, just checking. Good. I'm glad we got that one out of the way. Okay, I get it. We tackle this question every single day. But David, I'm a single mom. I got 3 kids. Or you know what? I'm married. I've got a job. He's got a job. I've got 17 kids. There's no way I can't rest. And we say, yes, you can. And we will show you how. Because it's absolutely possible. Which, by the way, caveat, this is for free. You can have everything that you've ever wanted, ladies and gentlemen. Everything. That's right. Everything you've ever wanted. Okay. Right. It doesn't come at a cost. Okay. This is the work in which we help our clients to achieve. All right. So then we move over to masculine. Yep. Look at that list. Holy cow. Those of you that have had a more core masculine energy, that is your partner, and you see some on this list that are the wounded, you're probably like, talking to me, brother. I've dealt with all kind of that. He's been jealous. He's been forceful. He's been manipulative. As have I. I have wounded masculine energy too. Okay. I'm going to point out this for a teaching point, and we go through all of this in our coaching and teaching and retreats and all the things that we do in which we provide support for our clients. But one of the primary masculine woundings is rejection. Jeff, I'm going to call you out, brother. You ever been rejected? Ever been rejected? You have? He's like, this morning I was, actually. 20 minutes ago. Rejection is pervasive for the wounded masculine. Why? Is because he is charged and created and crafted to lead, make decisions. And when his decisions are rejected, good, bad, or otherwise, he begins to lean into his woundedness, and then he becomes passive. I'm not going to do that again. I'm not making more decisions. I'm not going to get rejected again. No, thank you. Doesn't feel good. So he becomes passive, which you see at the end of that list. And then we have this circle, right? Because the core feminine wants him to lead. And he's like, no, because I've been rejected 42 times. And I'm not making the 43rd decision. To counter that, the healing masculine is resilient. Even when he, quote, makes a mistake in his decision-making, he is resilient. He gets off the mat and moves forward. That is the healthy masculine. Right? Because in purity, ladies and gentlemen, he cannot make a mistake with his decisions. He only learns from them. One of our 10 guidelines of engagement at Daring Deeply, it's kind of our 10 commandments, is seek the lesson, not the loss. We're always seeking the lesson in every decision that we make. Too often we seek the loss, don't we? Like, oh man, I can't believe I did that again. I'm such an idiot. Can't believe I'm doing that pattern again. Okay. The reality is we are to learn from our lessons to get back off the mat. That is a healing masculine energy, which we all possess, whether your core energy is more forward and masculine or it's more forward and feminine. We all have the opportunity to heal our masculine energy. So ladies, if you have identified more in your feminine energy moving forward and you're running a business, of course you can be in your masculine. You must to make decisions. But I will tell you, if you are overwhelmed, exhausted, and burnt out, there is a significant reason why you are. And it's because you may have lost your tethering to your feminine energy. And this is what we help people heal, move forward, and find purpose. All right. So let's bring it into the workplace, yo. Polarized relationships in the workplace. See if this sounds attractive. If you know and begin to embody your core energy, whatever that may be, you'll be able to more effectively lead, facilitate, influence, inspire, receive, give, and identify otherworldly impact in your business operations, your team, and your clients. Raise your freaking hand if you want that. Anybody want to lead? Okay, good. Oh, it's good. People aren't falling asleep. I know it's the middle of the afternoon. Come on, take a shot of something, preferably. All right. See, sometimes I open my mouth and just shit falls out. You know, what are you going to do? How about this? When your business communication is polarized, and we certainly don't have the time and the space within this container today, but we dig deep into what polarized communication is in our work. When your business communication is polarized, you will be more aligned in your client acquisition, deliverables, scaling, and revenue generation. Can I get an amen? Yeah, Sierra's like, yes, 3 times. I saw her 3 fingers of her revenue generation 1 month ago. And congratulations, you're all following her and paying her for that information. Smart people on this call, very smart. How about this? When you are more polarized, according to your core energy, you will find more passion, peace, and purpose in your business and in your life. Who wants that? Who wants more passion, peace, and purpose? Yes, I do too. And when a business is healthily aligned and harmonized in polarity, the business thrives. Right, Sierra? So when we think, can polarity, masculine and feminine energy, change the tapestry of my business? Hell to the yes on that. Yes, it can. Furthermore, if I haven't sold you enough, when you make effective polarity in your business, the most productive thing you'll ever do is rest. That's right. I'm not kidding. You'll be aligned to make decisions through your healthy masculine. Remember, we all have healthy masculine in which we need to heal. That's the whole trauma that we help our clients heal. Okay. Haven't even gotten there. Not today necessarily. Through your healthy masculine. So making decisions in your healthy masculine, or to be creative through your healthy feminine. Feminine, creative, decision-making masculine. And you know and feel when it's best to do or be either. You will become so attuned in your body and in your mind that you know precisely when it's time to rest, play, and work. Furthermore, you'll know it's best to pursue client acquisition or invest in rejuvenation. Both are critical. Your body will tell you. One of our textbooks here at Daring Deeply is The Body Keeps the Score. Anybody ever read it? Know what I'm talking about? Okay. All right. The body does keep the score, and it does talk to you. And as my beloved partner, Paige Stewart, often says, I wish it spoke English. It doesn't. So we really have to tap into a lot of those energies to learn. And that all stems from healing our trauma, by the way. You'll learn when it's best to leverage feminine communication. You may want to write this down. How the feminine communicates is this way. I feel blank. Feminine communication is I feel. Masculine communication, the next check, is we will. Decisive, absolute, certain. Here we go. When I communicate to Paige Stewart, which, by the way, if you haven't figured it out, we're both partners in business and love and all the things. When I express to Paige, this is where we're going. On the personal side, when I say, babe, I'm taking you out on Friday night. We're going to 1 or 2 of your favorite restaurants. Be ready at 6 p.m. Wear either that red dress or that black skirt. You look phenomenal in both. I look forward to taking you out. Yeah, you see the fire next to Paige's name. Even her saying that. me saying that, right? Lights a fire. That's masculine communication, decisive, certain. And I gave her choice. Ladies who identify in your core feminine energy more so, raise your hand if you like choices. Yes, you do. That's why I said, ooh, pick the red dress or the black skirt. Because inside the feminine hears, oh my gosh, he thinks I look sexy in both. And I get to choose. Oh, masculine, feminine communication. It's the same in business. Now, you're not necessarily, probably not appropriate to ask out your coworker. Okay. All right. Let's have some boundaries here. You get the point though. When you are in business and you leverage more of your core feminine energy, it's important to know how to communicate to the masculine. Because stuff will get done more so. And then lastly, you'll release the myth that grind and hustle make or break a business. That's a wounded masculine idea. Grind and hustle do not work long term. Sure, you can grind and grind and grind and grind. Okay. Then the rest of your life suffers. Been there? Anybody? Anybody? Come on. Come on. I got both hands up. Okay. It is a harmony in which we're talking about today. Which, by the way, the digital art piece of the container with the water, okay, that was created by my youngest child. So proud of that, Skylar Lee. The glass represents the masculine energy. The water within it represents the feminine. If the glass isn't there, what happens to the water? Goes everywhere. And if the glass has no water in it, what happens? It's dead, dry, logical, without life, without fluidity, without chaos. Chaos is not a bad word, ladies and gentlemen. Okay. I must have the life and the fluidity of Paige Stewart to make my masculine engine go. Polarity, opposites, poles. So, does this really work? Yes, it does. We are the #1 case study. Well, I don't know the #1 case study, but we're a case study certainly in our home. A little bit of evidence, a little bit of snapshot into our lives. Yes, peruse them over. See what you can see. Gawk, stalk. Some of you are probably already stalking us on social media. Please do. We love that. Okay. We run this business together. We are partners. We are partners in life, in love. It wasn't until we fully realized polarity in our personal relationship first that it bled into our professional relationship. And since then, very much like Sierra Lueck has said, it has dramatically increased the impact of our business from a change and from a revenue standpoint. Because what we do in our personal life, masculine, feminine, is evidenced in our business. And it has shown us the results. Powerful. In fact, I will say, I think, close to tripled our revenue just this month based on so many of the principles. Thank you, Sarah. Appreciate that. Thank you. Thank you. We do receive applause because we must celebrate, celebrate. By the way, anybody have an issue with receiving compliments? Is it hard for anybody to receive a compliment? Anyone? No. Okay. All right. All right. Cool. Or you're just lying, and that's okay. You're like, nah, I can't let these people know. Nope. Can't let them in. Nope. Nope. That's cool. It's okay. Any and all emotion is absolutely welcome, and it's never wrong. I'm going to say that again. We often get the question, how do you two work together? How in the world does that work? POLARITY. Because we know where we stand from an energetic standpoint. When Paige is too far into her masculine, and I'm there too, guess what happens? Boom. That's right. Conflict. Oh boy, can it get ugly? If both of us are in our feminine, in professional or personal life, nothing gets done. Because we're like, where do you want to go to dinner? I don't know. Where do you want to go? I don't know. Where do you want to go? Oh my, somebody make a damn decision. There must always be a giver. There must always be a receiver in every polarized relationship, in your home and in your business. This is what we help clients do. I'm going to pause there. Let my beloved, my radiant partner, Paige Stewart, have anything to add, my dear?
I thought this has been fantastic. You did a great job explaining that. There were some comments in here that I wanted to share off. So Tracy says, I love this. Nancy says, I compliment myself daily. Love that. Tracy, I work with my husband daily. Fantastic. Yeah, there's been some really, really great chat. So thank you for your input.
Absolutely. Yeah. Cool. I'm just looking at the list really quick. Fantastic. All right. So I will pause there. And as we say at Daring Deeply, conversations are never done. Great ones are never finished. You just put a pause on them. So I will pause there and see if there is any specific questions outside the chat that someone wants to come off of mute. Maybe it's a specific question to your business on how to apply polarity. And maybe it's a personal question. Maybe it has to do with your personal relationship. We're here to identify that as well. Because as we often say at Daring Deeply, how you do one thing is how you do everything. You do not have a work life and a personal life, friends. They're the same. Whether you want to admit it or not, they are. Okay.
So I have a question.
Yes, Stephanie. Hello.
Couple of screens back when you were listing out different qualities in your business, I'm not understanding the phrase you were saying. When your business is polarized, you have this. When your business, no, that one there. So the number 2, when your business communication is polarized, you will be boom. When you are more polarized, boom. So I'm not understanding what you are meaning by polarized in those situations. That doesn't make sense to me.
Yeah. So as far as communication, there is a whole lot we can talk about polarized communication. I alluded to it a little bit on this next slide, where we talked about the feminine communication comes from I feel statements. The masculine communication comes from defined I will statements. And when we have a harmony of those, that's when things move forward. That's what I was referring to as communication. And there's a lot more to dive into, Stephanie, a lot more. But we're just scratching the surface here in this particular presentation.
Can I ask you to go back to the like either one of the slides, probably the masculine one where we had like the 2 like wounded versus healthy. Awesome, thank you. So one of the things that was really big for me that David and Paige like brought like this aha moment for me was that in my business, I was having a lot of these wounded masculine traits, which attracts, or like wounded feminine traits, which attracts the wounded masculine energy. And so I was bringing in over the summer this year, I was bringing in a lot of like wounded masculine clients, and then they were forceful and dominating and manipulative and overthinking and overdoing, and they were having a lot of these traits. And it was because of my marketing. And I was having a mentor who was very deep into the masculine energy. I am more feminine. And so I'm more leaning into the transformational side. And when I started understanding how the wounded feminine was attracting the wounded masculine, and I was putting that in my marketing, and then I started shifting my marketing to be on the more healthy side, it like transformed what I was doing. So I just wanted to like bring that to light for everybody, because like these slides like literally changed my life. It's so weird, but like they did when you guys like introduced this to me.
Awesome. Thank you, Sierra.
So good. And I'll add that as a reminder, so we all have both energetics. We all have masculine, we all have feminine energy, and we all have one core energy that is more of our home base. We feel more harmonized in our body in that way. So the slide that David was showing where it indicates when you can become more polarized in your business, say it's just you right now. So you can polarize yourself. You can polarize yourself by understanding where you're experiencing wounding in both your feminine and your masculine energy, and how we can work more towards and integrate it in a healthier energetic in that sense for both feminine and masculine. So when you can polarize yourself in both energies within you, that's what David is indicating on the screen of how you can show up in your business differently. So knowing when it's time to be in your masculine and make decisions and do client acquisition and deliverables and revenue and all of the numbers, all the logic stuff, and then also knowing when it's time to, okay, it's time to take a break. It's time to get a little creative here. It's time to be a little more flowy and work on grounding into yourself and taking care of your body so that you feel ready for the next experience of logic. Does that make sense?
That's helping explain the difference of what you're saying there of communication being polarized. Because it seemed like you were saying you had to be polarized to accomplish two different things. And that, so I wasn't understanding how polarized was being used by those two different definitions.
Are we clear? Are we good, Stephanie?
Clear as my coffee cup. Which,
is it empty?
You know, is mostly.
Oh, okay. I was going to say, yeah.
But there's still some good black gold in the bottom.
Very good.
I have
Thank
a
you, Stephanie.
question. Okay,
Yes.
so I said in the comments, I work with my husband daily. We are ranchers. And so usually we get along pretty good, and it's kind of a joke in the industry, is like working cattle together. You know, it's like a fight in the corral and you just leave it there. You come in and go on with your life. So I will definitely say that's when I become far more masculine, not just because the tasks that we're doing, but it's like just very strong that this is what we do and how we do it. And sometimes we disagree. So how do we work through that without one of us just giving in? Because I don't always feel, I mean, I'm right and he's wrong. So no, just kidding.
And there's probably some truth in that, by the way, Tracy. So
well, I think so. He's probably right sometimes too.
Yep. Absolutely. You know, to address that here very, very quickly. So conflict is where we see so much inverted polarity, and where we see, obviously, when we have two masculine forward energies, you're going to have conflict, right? When you have two forward feminine energies, nothing gets done, right? And you're going to have conflict anyway because nothing got done.
Right.
So as we alluded to, how you do one thing is how you do everything. So this adage that we left it at work is a myth, because energetically, somatically, your body doesn't forget. You bring it in the house, whether you think you do or not. And especially if you identify in your core energy as being feminine, oh, you feel it. You feel it to the core. I see you shaking your head.
Oh,
yeah, exactly.
It's exhausting.
Exactly. Okay. Because you are more in your masculine, right? And that's exhausting for the feminine. Paige will often say to me, oh my gosh, babe, you are doing so much. I want to take some of these things off your plate. And I look back at her. She's coming from a feminine perspective, looking at the masculine, thinking, I'm exhausted. And the reality is a healing masculine energy never, ever wavers or tires. That's right. That's what I said. He must take care of himself and rest and rejuvenate. But the fact is, the masculine thrives in challenge. We have to be challenged all the time. I love it when I'm challenged. Well, that's really odd for the feminine. The feminine, oh no. Actually, the feminine thrives in praise. Feminine thrives in praise. Masculine thrives in challenge. So to help with the communication, Tracy, it may be, my husband needs to be challenged all the time. Out on the ranch, in the house, this and that and the other. You want to be praised. And to express that to him, right? And to say that is most important, is that you are praised. Well, it's really hard when I'm not being praised and we're arguing and we're in conflict, right? That's really, really, really hard. It's very difficult. So there's a lot of tendrils that we could certainly work through in that particular situation. We're certainly open to having ongoing and continuing conversations offline. But conflict is very, very evidentiary when it comes to polarity. So if you take nothing else from this call, is You know that you're fighting with your partner, friends, when both of you are in your masculine. So someone has to retreat, and retreat is not a bad word. Surrender is not a bad word. No way. Surrender is a key feminine core energy. And we don't have the time and space to get into that right now, but I promise you, okay? When the feminine surrenders into her feminine energy and the masculine steps up into his powerful masculine energy, the world changes and it's beautiful. Okay. Thank you, Tracy. Absolutely. Great question. Fantastic question. Paige, do you have anything to add to that?
I was just typing it out, but I'll speak it. So there's a reason behind the woman who is insistent on having control. So like in those moments of conflict where you're like, I know I'm right, and I know that he thinks he's right too. It's like, okay, we can dissect this out, tease this out a little bit. And very likely what's behind the particular behavior is that there is this unmet need, essentially, in the control is trying to appease that, trying to control the outcome, trying to control the conversation, trying to control being right, trying to control whatever. And all of that is very masculine oriented. So to have an outcome and to be focused on, getting accomplishment and the check mark, that's all very masculine. And that's fine. Like there are parts of business that absolutely requires that. But when it comes to, in this particular example, with your husband having conflict, I know that it has to do with business, with both being ranchers, there is always one leader. And it's very masculine to lead. And the feminine can influence the leadership of the masculine by using her voice and expressing with her emotions and her feelings. So she serves as his compass that way. And he's able to adjust and change and tweak his decisions based upon the expression of the feminine. Does that make sense?
Yeah, that's really cool.
It is really cool.
Yeah.
I'm glad you think so too.
Yeah, the ultimate where folks get in trouble with polarity, and believe me, there is plenty of the dark polarity out there, and it's all BS, by the way. Okay, but there is plenty of darkness out there that says, right, that there is an inequity with masculine and feminine energy. They are equal, friends. They are equal. Okay, this is not about the feminine being weak. The feminine is strong and powerful, and her superpower. And I'll finish up on this because we do need to move forward. The feminine superpower is her voice. As Paige just alluded, your voice, ladies, when it's been silenced, that is the greatest sin. Okay. Because it's your voice that moves the world. It helps Paige's voice, her expression, her feelings, move this masculine man to make powerful decisions, to move us forward as a family and as a business. Okay. All right. Last thing I'll say, and then I'll pass it back over to Sierra. If you're interested, hey, we're all over the place. There's all our socials. We're on the TikTok, we're on the Instagram, we're on the Facebook. So if you're interested in knowing more about us, please come and stalk us. We allow stalking. We want stalking. We're good with it. There is our email address, info@daring-deeply.com. And we offer so many different things for folks to connect with us, so many different opportunities. So retreats and consulting and one-on-one coaching. So if you're interested in knowing more, I'm sure Sierra can hook you up with our information. And I think that's what we have. That's all we have for now. Sierra, I'll pass it over to you. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for listening and participating.
Awesome. Thank you so much. Did anyone else have a final question while we have them on the call? Because they have literally a minute and a half. So if anyone had a final question that did not already get to ask a question and you wanted to ask it, now is your final chance. Okay, cool. Everyone's silent.
Well, if no one's got a question, so I made the comment that David wants stalkers, and I wanted to know if there was a delineation between stalkers and creepers.
You know what, Stephanie, I'm going to put that back in your court. You decide. You know, we have incredible boundaries here at Daring Deeply. So if we begin to feel creepy or stalky, we'll just, well, who knows what we'll do. Yeah.
Muty and silent.
Yeah, exactly. Yep, absolutely. Yes.
Yeah, I have a few questions that came up, but I will save them for our call tomorrow.
There you go. Sierra gets exclusive. I love it. That's right. Yeah, absolutely. Yes. Thank you. I did see some, and thank you, Tracy, for that. I appreciate it. Appreciate your kind words, y'all. It was great. It was great to see you. Great to meet you. And perhaps we will see one another down the road. So
yeah, absolutely. You guys, thank you so much for coming out to this call today. You already know how to connect with David and Paige, and if for whatever reason you didn't grab it and you wanted to, like, feel free to reach out. I'm happy to get you guys that information. I invited a bunch of people, so there are a few new faces on the call here today, and so this is pretty typical. Like, we do these calls once per month inside of Group Engagement Mastery. We bring in a guest speaker who I think would add a lot of value to our clients, and so I allowed everyone to come into this today, and I opened it up for a few other people that I know as well, just because that masculine and feminine energy will absolutely, when you lean into the healing or the healthy side of it versus the wounded side, it will absolutely transform your business. And there's just so many people out there feeling overwhelmed, feeling frustrated, feeling, you know, at their wits' end inside of your business, and you don't have to feel that way. And so it's been absolutely phenomenal to lean into that feminine energy that I thought was wrong. And I thought it wasn't okay to do that for so long. And it's just been such a good year compared to last year. I was looking at my numbers. I did my quarterly review and I looked at my numbers from last year to this year, and just freaking crazy exponential growth. And so, yeah, I would love to encourage you guys as we jump off of here, take the time to review your notes and see like where you're at on the wounded versus the healthy side, and just start putting that down and just start identifying that and bringing awareness, because like it's going to impact you bigger than you think it will right in this moment as you start to bring awareness to that. And then anytime that David and Paige do one of their monthly classes, I'll let you guys know if you want that information, because they do monthly classes too. So I don't know if you guys said that, but it's so good. Okay, guys, we're going to go ahead and call it for today. David and Paige, thank you for staying the extra like 30 seconds to a minute over the hard stop. I appreciate you guys. And we will see you guys if you're inside of Social Selling Authority. I'll see you guys on Wednesday or tomorrow during office hours, and then Group Engagement Mastery, same thing. So I'll see you guys inside the groups. Bye.
Bye. Thank you.